Hey everyone! This video is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to talk through everything I absolutely love about UChicago, and I'm going to try to hit on just personal life, career, academic, development, and just like all of those broad themes throughout all of these points, just so you know what you can expect or not expect from campus. And yeah, that's pretty much my intro. Let's just get straight to it. The biggest thing I love about UChicago is really the fact that you're never going to be the smartest person in the room, and that is one of the best things that you could ask for. The breadth of intelligence on campus was just like paramount to understanding like global issues and understanding how far you can push yourself to get to where other people are too. If you're the smartest person in the room, like what's the point? Because you're never going to learn anything from other people. You never better yourself, you never improve yourself, and if you're not in the midst of people who are constantly challenging the status quo, who are thinking about the world's biggest issues and thinking about how to theorize like actual solutions, that's how you grow and that's how you become better. And that's the goal, right? We want to be better than we were the day before. At least that's like my biggest goal. I feel like that's something that's really important to me. And at UChicago, you're just surrounded by that. Like I had friends who started companies. I had other friends who had like straight 4.0s and would teach me like so much about what they did. As a physics major, most of my friends were not physics majors. Like, of course I had friends in physics, but most of my best friends were outside of that. So I got to learn about computer science. And like now I'm a data scientist. I got to learn about psychology. I would have debates about philosophy with my friends who like were philosophy majors. I knew nothing, but we still talked and I learned so much. There's so much to learn from the people around you. And that is hands down the best part of UChicago. The next one, and this might seem like it's not a good thing, but it really is. It breaks you. Like going to UChicago honestly breaks you, but you learn how to put yourself back together. And that is just such a good life skill to have, because once you fail and once you drown in rigorous academics, in extracurriculars that you can't manage alongside academics, alongside, you know, trying to manage your personal life as like a young adult, once you figure all of that out, or just know, not even figure it out, but just know that you can get through it and you know you can do it, you are so much better off because of that. You just feel so prepared for life and to face everything that life is going to throw at you, make the best of it, and create solutions that are going to help other people's lives. I guess that's how I think of like impact. It's about helping other people's lives, and you can't do that until you feel comfortable with your own. And at UChicago, I went through everything you could possibly go through. Like I would sit alone, just like sad for an entire quarter my first year during lunch, just alone watching Netflix, because I was like, I just don't want to talk to people right now. To the other side of experiences where I started a student organization, I met women leaders, I had an A average in my physics classes, and it all stemmed from like doing bad in the beginning and learning how to get past it. Like you have to fail to know how to get to the polar opposite, but you learn a lot given the rigorous nature of UChicago. So people are always putting UChicago down as the place where fun goes to die, but really it's where you figure out what's important to you and how you define fun. Another thing I have to mention, you can't go to UChicago and not mention this, but the quirky atmosphere, it is amazing. Like everybody's weird, and like I know weird is like the new normal, but it's just so great being surrounded by such different people who care about different things and have such different passions. Like it just really feels like UChicago is not homogenous, and it's very distinctly not homogenous. The stereotype is that there is no stereotype. The stereotype is weird, and weird could be several different things, which is the coolest. Like campus is just amazing. You guys know I love UChicago if you've been watching me, so it's just, I feel really happy when I think about the people I've met. There's just so many crazy things that happen on campus. Like I know we have Scav, which is the second largest scavenger hunt in the world. We were first in the Guinness Book of World Records for being first, but Google surpassed us. I mean, obviously it's Google, but for one of the items for the scavenger hunt, I know like a very long time ago, someone built a nuclear generator on campus. Like they built an actual reactor and the FBI showed up. And it's just like crazy. Like what? Like first, UChicago has a massive scavenger hunt. Second, someone built a nuclear generator. Third, the FBI comes. And like fast forward years later and the dude is a nuclear physics professor somewhere. Like it's just insane. Like the stories you hear on campus and the things that people have done. It's just a campus filled with learning, loving learning, and being crazy happy during your learning process. Quick interjection though, if you have found any value in this video so far, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe down below. It truly does help the algorithm. Straight data science facts. So yeah, thank you. Next, like of course, the best friends I made has to be on this list. I made the best friends like anyone could ask for, and I feel very like lucky having done that growing up because I moved around a lot and I feel like I picked up best friends along the way. People who challenge me and people who I learn from and people who I have so much fun with. There's just no judgment, and that's really what I found at UChicago. And if any of my friends are watching this, I'm talking about you. But you just meet people who you know will be in your life for the rest of your life, and UChicago was just a great place to meet people who are just so different from you, but people who you fit in with like puzzle pieces. The next point is the opportunities. I can't not talk about this. Like, yes, UChicago is, you know, a top 10 school. It's just amazing. Like the opportunities you get on campus, unparalleled. Like when it comes to guaranteed internships, if you just work hard and submit your application, UChicago just has so many connections that you're almost guaranteed an internship where you get paid a good amount of money. And the funding for student organizations is just top notch. I started a student org my junior year at UChicago called Elevate UChicago, and it was a woman empowerment organization. And over 2 years, like junior and senior year, I got over $20,000 in just funding so that I could make my dreams a reality for this organization. And just the fact that there's just so much money because it's a private institution, it is a benefit. Like I did really reap the benefits of that, especially when it came to financial aid. They gave me over the 4 years $205,000 in grants that allowed me to, you know, leave UChicago debt-free and allowed my family to leave UChicago debt-free. And they're just opportunities on campus that sometimes like you can't get unless you're going to a top school, because that's where the money is. And it sucks. Capitalism sucks. But you know, you make the most of it. Tagging onto those points, there are just a lot of opportunities like event-wise on campus. Like you get to meet people who are like leaders, like paramount to solving global issues like on campus. Like we met Obama, Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, and her whole family came to campus for the Clinton Global Initiative, where I submitted like a venture that I wanted funded, and everyone was on campus for that. I got to work directly with like people who are prominent in politics because I invited them to the conference that my student organization headed. And yeah, it's just the people you meet. Like if I didn't go to UChicago, I wouldn't have realized like how much I could do and the impact I could make on the world. I just really wouldn't even have thought about it. But meeting people who have made that impact and people who came from where you're gonna come from, it's just really like meaningful and very impactful. You're gonna learn so much. And this is coming from someone who's graduated, and like looking back, like I know that UChicago was pivotal to like where I'm going in life, not because of like the fact that it's a prestigious university, but because of the people I met, the opportunities that they allowed me, made me realize like I can do so much with my life. What more can you ask for from a college experience? Last point about opportunities before we move on, the professors, they're pioneers in their field. Like those kinds of people are the people who are going to be going to class teaching you. That's crazy. The fact that my cosmology professor wrote the research paper that is cemented in the history of cosmology, or the fact that my computational astrophysics professor has been doing this for 50 years and is one of the most knowledgeable in the field. And the academia, it's just so good. Yes, it's hard, but that's the point. The point is to challenge yourself. The point is to get better and better. And UChicago is the place to do that. 2 points left. So the next one, it is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna just put in a lot of pictures / videos now of UChicago because it has one of the most beautiful campuses. It looks like Harry Potter. They did film like a very small part of Harry Potter at Hutch, which is like a place where you eat food. They filmed Divergent in one of our libraries in Mansueto. It is just an absolutely gorgeous campus where the architecture contrasts from like neo-Gothic to very modern, which, you know, it is absolutely beautiful. How can you not not want to study there. Like, I would low-key like move between libraries every single day. I'd like study in 3 different libraries because I was like, I'm never gonna have this opportunity again. It is just so empowering to be on such a beautiful campus. I know that sounds weird, but like, really, it's about your environment, right? Your environment is so pivotal to the things that you get to do and the things that you care about. And UChicago just has a great environment. And lastly, I truly think getting a job was just easier as a UChicago alumna. Like, it was really just easier. And yes, I put in hours and hours and hours of work prepping for interviews, writing the best cover letters I could possibly write, working on my resume, and talking to as many alumni as I could get in touch with about companies and what path they think would be right for me. And the network is absolutely amazing when it comes to campus. Like, the CEO of Microsoft went to UChicago. Bernie Sanders went to UChicago. The CEO of Morningstar went to UChicago. Like, you just know that if you make the most of your UChicago experience, like, your degree is already well respected. Now it's about you being well respected. You need to put in the hours, put in the effort, but UChicago gives you that little jump start because employers already know you worked really hard to get to UChicago and you worked really hard to graduate with a good GPA and good extracurriculars and having made an impact on campus. So yeah, you have to talk about opportunities like education and job-wise. It's amazing. Like, I really couldn't have asked for something better. So yeah, that's pretty much it for everything I loved about UChicago. Don't worry. I'm working on everything I hate about UChicago as well. But you guys know, like, I loved it. I just loved it. Even the things I hated about UChicago, I know it was important in my path. But I will talk about all the things UChicago could do better because there are a lot that they could do better as an institution. So we'll go into that in another video. Thank you so much for sticking around if you stuck around with me this far. And yeah, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys at the next video.